In today's episode of Detached Garage, we are talking about one of the biggest hidden fees of building your own garage, and that is the permitting process. Welcome back to Detached Garage, guys. In today's episode, we are talking about one of the biggest hidden fee areas of building your own garage, and that is the permitting process. Now, one of my recommendations if you're trying to build your own garage is to talk with the municipality and approach them before you even get started on your garage plans. Go talk to the planner of the day, and you can watch this episode up here that will help get you started down the path of talking with your local municipality and the questions you should ask them as you're going into it. Now, in my phase of building my garage, I have completed 2 of the required 3 permits to get to the building process, so I'm legally allowed to break ground. Guys, this is in my county in Wisconsin, so this permitting process might not be the same for everyone, but it'll give you some insight into what you need to think about depending on your local area. Again, talk to your municipality about the steps going forward. So the preliminary site evaluation is where the county comes out and they evaluate your property to make sure that what you're trying to build will conform with the requirements of the septic system, the well, and more so the water supply on your property. So we have septic, we have well. This might be different for you if you're hooked up to the sewer and you're also on city water as well. But what you need to file for this preliminary site evaluation is the location where the garage is going to go on your own property. So you need a CSM or a certified survey map. Now you can pull an old map and have an architect locate or a surveyor locate where your garage plan is going to go on your property. And so you need to submit that when you submit for the preliminary site evaluation. So what they're going to check for is that your garage location is far enough away from the well, far enough away from the septic system, so you don't run into any issues when you're trying to either hook it up to the septic system or place the footings or the slab, or however your method of construction is going to go, you're not going to run into any issues. Now, a survey, depending on the size of your property, can run anywhere from $500 to some upwards of multiple thousands of dollars. So this isn't cheap, but if you can use an existing survey, that would be great. It's probably on file with your local municipality. You can pull it down and then add your garage to that and locate it on there with the help of a surveyor. But you're probably going to have to spend some money on that. Luckily, when we did the land sale, we had the survey done and we got the land split and we acquired that new piece of property from our neighbors, so we already had that done. Now, so you need to not only have that survey map, but locate the garage on it. Then what you need to do is make sure you understand your setbacks, so when you are locating the garage on that you're designing the garage in a way that it will not interfere with that well or septic system. So it's kind of a chicken and an egg thing where you need to partially design the garage to make sure you know where it's going to go, but maybe not finalize it. You certainly don't have to have it finalized in this step. So then what you do is you take that map, you submit it to the Parks, Rec, DNR, the whatever division of your municipality is responsible for that. For us, it's in Wisconsin, and it is Parks and Land Use that does the preliminary site evaluation. They come out to your property, they inspect, and they do some measurements of where your garage is going to be, and then they give you an approval or a disapproval and say you need to either move it here or they say you're approved. So that permit is $65, in addition to all the work you had to do beforehand to even submit. So now that you have your preliminary site evaluation done and approved, now you can submit for your zoning permit. So the zoning permit is all focused around your setbacks, your building style, how big the building is going to be. Are you meeting the requirements of where you are zoned for that building, whether it's detached as an accessory building or attached as a home expansion? And so what they're going to be looking for is, are you adding any bedrooms? Are you adding any bathrooms? Are you within the proper setbacks of the road, the setbacks of the property line? And how tall is the building going to be? Is it going to necessarily match the facade of your house? Are you going to fall, do you have any specific zoning requirements that require a stone half wall or anything from a siding perspective? They're going to look at that. And now zoning permit isn't too expensive. Mine was about $175, but it's another hidden fee, and really you need to be 80 to 90% done with your garage plans at this point. They're going to want to look at floor plans, a rough floor plan. They're going to want to look at where it's located on the property, and they're going to want to have some pictures of what it's going to look like, a rough rendering when it's finished. It doesn't have to be a perfectly shaded and colorized rendering, but it should give the county or town or village, whatever your municipality is, a good idea of what it's going to look like. And so these are the two these are the two permits that I have gone through already. Now, I'm at the perfect spot right now for submitting the zoning permit because I'm 80 to 90% done with the design of my garage. There's a few small things we're still tweaking, and we'll take you through that in the next episode, a review of my final garage plans before we go and submit for the building permit. Variances are not a big deal in some areas, they are in others, and I wanted to make sure that I built the garage in accordance, and I did not have to get any variances because variances are extremely difficult to get in my town and in my county. So now, next step for me, once I get that seal of approval that I have passed the zoning permit, then I will be able to apply for the building permit. And this permit is going to be extremely expensive. It's going to be the most expensive of the three. They either go by square footage or they go by value, the value that you're adding. And so that permitting fee is based on one of those two things, whichever is higher. I will bring you guys along for my building permit process and let you know exactly how much it costs, but that's going to be my next step. And once we have that, we are free to break ground. So stay tuned for the next episode where we'll go through my final garage plans. I'll take you through all the changes I made between the last video, which you can watch right here, and then these upcoming plans, which will allow me to submit for my building permit. So if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story or nightmare on permitting. And hopefully you can learn something from this video and make your permitting process for your garage build simpler. Thanks again for watching Detached Garage, and stay tuned for more exciting updates to come.